Hello everyone, welcome back to Car Fix, and today I'm going to be fixing my Tamiya Ford Focus that, as you can see, is absolutely battered from a lot of use, and it has intermittent battery slash, I don't know, the servo where the contacts are made to accelerate backwards and forwards. It doesn't always work right, but I think it's really the battery connections. You can see this shell is absolutely battered. It's taped at the front. It's had a lot of use over the years. I bought this second hand, 5 or 6 years ago. I do have a second shell for it. Subaru Impreza. It's a bit hard for you to see. The camera's on the tripod, but you get the idea. That one's in pretty much mint condition, never been used. So that's where I'm going to keep it. But if I just show you what's happening when we turn it on, as you can see the tyres, there's no tread left on them whatsoever. Too many burnouts. Bit of tread left on the front ones. This here, it does work fine, but I don't know if it's the cables going to there from the battery connected to the back of this, or whether it's the actual battery. That the cables in here or here are loose, because you'll see it'll work intermittently on and off. If I just plug it in, get the remote, which for some reason has no power. Typical. I will just put new batteries in it as well. It's probably the kids leaving it on, probably. Oh no, I just put one of the batteries in the wrong way round when they've been messing about by the looks of things. Oh no. It's this one here. It's in the wrong way round. And that one's in the wrong way round as well. So yeah, they've definitely been messing with it. I tried it on and working fine earlier on. That one's the wrong way round. I'll probably just skip through this because it's hardly great viewing, is it, changing batteries? There we go, it's on. And as you can see, actually I just better make sure it's on at the switch. So yeah, it's on at the switch. And how easily you can see that, it's definitely on. You see nothing happens. If I mess with the battery, it will usually do something. Unless the battery's now gone flat. Which is highly possible. Oh, there we go. Well, yeah, see the battery connection. I think it's the battery on the battery side, to be honest. I'll just get something to prop it up on. So we can use the, so there, look, you can hear it. When you get it in the right place, you see it goes. It's very hard to tell whether it's the actual battery or that. It all does need a very big clean as well. So what I'm going to do is just try and wiggle it from one side or the other. See, that doesn't seem to be making any difference whatsoever. And if I wiggle this side, to me, I think it's the actual battery. Let's try and keep this side still. If you can see that. And I'll wiggle this. I think it's the actual battery. Whether the pins are corroded, which it looks like they are. I don't know if this will pull out, or these are hard in there. I don't know if you can see, mind the chair noise. Whether the camera will pick it up, but looking there at the corrosion in that battery terminal. Doesn't seem to, yeah, it's pretty blue on this side, so I'm going to clean that up with some IPA and see if it makes the connection any better. I'll do the same on this bit as well. Get my brush out of here. And by the way, if you're interested, I probably should have said this at the start of the video. It's probably a cheap, originally should have looked like that, the Martini Focus WRC TL01 4-wheel drive chassis. Car. I've got the stuff out. See what this looks like underneath if I can. Let's undo all these cables. Okay, they're all just pushing. See if we can get this out of here. There we go. So it's all got all the solders. I mean, they all look pretty good. They're all still on there. A bit dirty, but nothing's loose or anything, so I'll get that clean as well. And we'll roll from there. Right, so that's that cleaned up. So I'll put this back on now and stick the battery on charge until the morning, and then we'll go from there. But it did definitely seem to work much better just from that bit of cleaning that I did. Not perfect, but definitely a lot better than it worked in the past. I mean, not only gave you a quick little view of what it was like, but it's so intermittent to use. Like, you put it all together, put the battery in its compartment, put the shell on, thinking it's going to drive, you put it down on the floor, wouldn't go. And I'm pretty sure it's just these contacts looking at it. I actually thought it might have been something a bit more drastic that would have needed fixing. But I'm pretty sure it's this. It's a nice, easy fix. Like I say, you could clean all this up, but it's an absolute battered, old, cheap Tamiya chassis that I've used for a long time now. And I don't really care if it's too bit dirty, bit scuffed up. It's there to be used. And likely my son will only use it and crash it a million times anyway, so yeah. Just put all these back together. Hopefully I'm putting these back in the right ones, because I can't actually remember which one went where. You would think they'd go red to red, black to black if this comes as a kit. Like, I'm sure it says in the instructions which one goes to which, but I'll probably just watch the video back, make sure I've got that right. But anyway, the battery's going on charge till the morning, and I'll get back to you for the final try. I'm back and it's the morning, so the battery should be charged now. So let's give it a test. Just plug it in, turn it on, and the remote on. And we have nothing. Nothing whatsoever this time. So I don't know what's going on there. Oh, there we go. Yes, it's actually working, you can see. If I move it, now it's still there, it's gone off. But if you squeeze the connections in there, if you squeeze it, it seems to work better. Or was. So it's not working. If I squeeze the connection there, you see that it works. I'll let go. So I don't know whether it's these connections. It's very difficult to see. Yeah, so what I'm going to do if I can get this to focus is, if you look in there, you can see that that one's slightly, the one on the bottom is slightly open. The one on the top seems to be closed, if you can see that. Should be able to see it there. And I think maybe that one, because it's pressed in, it's not making as good a connection, so I'm going to try and get something in there just to spread them pins slightly. Whether there should be or not, I'm not entirely sure. But I assume there should be. You can see that one's open, that one's closed. I've got another battery here. See if I can see that one through the camera. See, them two both seem to be closed, so maybe it needs closing. I don't know if you can pull these out of these connectors, or whether they're crimped in or not. I'm not entirely sure. It's got your usual electronic phone, stylish screwdriver, Phillips head. Focus, please. Anyway, you get the idea. And try and spread these pins. It probably won't come across very well on camera. Right, so I mean, can't really get it to do any better, so I'm going to try that again. So that's worked first time, so let's see if I move the battery about. So see, as soon as I move the battery, it's definitely that connector. Let me just try this battery. I don't know if this has got any charge in it or not. This battery was always a bit duff. It's the original Tamiya one. It's probably absolutely donkey's years old. I've obviously replaced it with that other one for some reason. So that might actually be, that might, oh, no, there, okay. Right, if it's up like that, fine. But it's probably 95% better than it was when I first started doing it. Before, it literally worked maybe 50% of the time. And for a Tamiya Focus that's this battered, I mean, you could probably buy a new battery. I mean, what do they cost? £5–10 maybe? I don't know, not very much at all. And it'd probably work perfectly, but for me, I'm happy with this the way it is. I mean, if you look at it, it's got a missing screw there, which obviously I put a new screw in the suspension. It's got a cracked chassis where the motor is, so it's just worn. So I mean, there's no point making this 100%. It's there to be used and played with by my 6-year-old kid, instead of buying him a cheap remote control car that's useless and he plays with once as soon as the batteries have run out. Right, so I'm back again with this car. After thinking it was the battery that was faulty, I actually do think it's this now. So I just decided to charge a different battery and test this one. And it does the same thing. So if I switch it on and I get the control, switch the control on, you can see it's working there. It'll probably work the whole time now. There, you see it's dead again. And you can't expect that every battery connection that I've got is faulty. So there, so smash. You can see it's going again. Move it, stop. Move it to. I think there's definitely some kind of connection problem here, so I'm going to rip that off again and have a go at seeing what the actual problem is. So I really thought it was that battery, the way it was acting, and then cleaning the bits, it got a lot better, and it is actually working a lot better than it was, which might just be due to the cleaning of this, but whether it's shorting out in certain points, I'm not entirely sure. I have to undo all these wires again. So yeah, this is the bit that goes to the battery. How easy it is for you to see that. It all looks pretty clean. You can see this one here, going to this solder pad, that one to this pad. So I'm not entirely sure, unless it's these smaller ones, which also go to the same pads. So when you're moving the battery, these also get moved as well. Can't see any broken wires or anything. Yeah, so looking at this, you can see, oh, it'll focus. It's very hard for me to show you. There, the wires are stripped where they used to be against the board in there, and obviously the cable's bent. But I don't think they're actually shorting, or they'll be shorting on anything. You see they are bare metal there, where they used to be just tucked into the crease where the board is. Obviously every time they've rubbed, stripped the metal, so that could be a problem. You have a little close look at the bottom, but it all looks clean on the solder connections. So let's have a look here. So probably you will know better than me where these things go. This, I don't know if this goes to the servo, goes down here into there, into here. Yeah, so that's where the crystal is, where the receiver. Right, finally got it back in. So these wires that are stripped slightly, I mean, would they really cause a problem? They're definitely not touching each other. The smaller wires next to it are not stripped. There's plenty of room for them to move. Put the battery there. Just going to move the battery in a load of different positions. Put it over that side. Put it there. So yeah, I think I've solved the problem. I'm going to get the other battery now. Where is it? This one that I thought was playing up, and we'll try this one even though I do think it might be flat. Yeah, so there we go. Well, this one does definitely play up a bit more. Look like it's fallen. Still working. Doesn't like that position there. So definitely something going on with this battery. It doesn't seem to cause a problem at all with the other one. See there, you can see it doesn't like that. It's back again. Let's take this one out again. Let's see if it's still having problems with this battery. Or if it is that battery. This one's perfectly fine by the looks of it. Even though it's not the battery for this car, which is a slight problem. Well, remember, this battery was doing the same thing previously, so I think it is part of the problem. Right everyone, I'm back at the car, and like I said on the last bit of the video, I've tried a few different batteries now. It's intermittent with them all. It is worse with the red one, so it has to be a problem with the connector on the car. I'm not sure how clear this is going to be, but you can see there, that is split, like widened, where that one's a full circle. So what I'm going to do is try and close that up, because I actually think that's probably too wide for the prongs on the batteries, which is why it's intermittent. So I'm going to try and squeeze that down, and we'll retry it again. So it's really difficult for me to actually film this, but you get the idea. Just using this little screwdriver again, just to try and pinch them ends in, so this connection is tighter. It's actually, when you actually look at it from where I am close up to it, you can see it's spread quite a bit. It's really hard to get anything in there, to be honest. The other one looks to be okay. Yeah, that's hopefully done that a bit. So let's plug the battery in. It's the red battery that I plugged in that was playing up the most in the first place. So get the remote on again and turn it on. It's working. So try and. So after all that messing about with different batteries and whatnot, I probably should have spotted it earlier. I tried different batteries earlier, but it's actually the connector inside here had got spread a bit and it wasn't making a connection properly. So now I'll stick the case on it and we'll give it a bez, probably in my kitchen because it's sopping wet outside. Alright everyone, there you go. As you can see, it's working fine now. You can tell it's loud in the kitchen. But I put the impressor body on, it looks nicer. Do a little slow drive-by for you. Yeah. You see it getting backed about and the battery isn't cutting out anymore. It's out to smash into the tripod. Sometimes the simple fixes are the best. There you can see the impressor body, a bit of a more of a close-up shot. So I'm going to leave it at that. It seems to be working absolutely perfectly. If you want to enjoy the next fix, it's going to be another Tamiya off-road car, which I'll just preview next. Come back for the next video. Like, favourite, subscribe. Well, who knows what I'll be fixing in the future. Anything that breaks around the house. So, try fixing stuff, don't throw it away. And peace to everyone. Bit of extra footage of it getting played with. On an icy decking. You're steering the wrong way, man. Oh, mummy's home. As you see, it works perfectly fine. getting bashed about. The battery hasn't once failed yet, so yeah, it's all good. So as I said, this is what we'll be doing next. It's a Mitsubishi Pajero Dakar Rally truck from 1984. This was my granddad's car, as I mentioned him earlier in the video, being ill now, so I thought I'd restore it. That's the reason why I got it out. Here's the chassis for it. As you see, the wheel is fallen off, and also the servo doesn't seem to, wheels fallen off, servo doesn't seem to want to bring the wheels back to the middle. It's got batteries actually inside it, I take it, for the internal servo. It takes a 7.2 battery. As you can see, everything's very loose inside the receiver there. But everything looks quite clean, to be honest. It's got a wheelie bar that's snapped off at the back. So yeah, that's a sneak peek of an upcoming video. Here's the battery for it, 7.2 volt, big fat, heavy battery from the 80s. And here's the old receiver. No lights on this one, it just has a little bar. So yeah, that's a quick up and comer. Hopefully I'll get round to it soon. Don't know when I get the spare time usually, but I'll try and get it done before Christmas so I can show him it